Muskrat. I mean, they make real elaborate floats. This one isn't really that elaborate, but I mean, it's still effective and it still catches muskrats. And all this does is, what you want to do, I mean, you can use them along stream banks. I usually like to use them in still water ponds and lakes and swamps. If you're using it along the stream and you have it staked along the edge, the current's going to bring it down and it's just going to wash up right along the edge of the bank. And as long as it's still in the water, you're still going to catch muskrats, but it's not as effective as if it would be out in the center. So I usually don't use it in the streams anyway. Plus, that's just more for people to see. If you're setting close to roads, they can look down over the edge of the road and you'd be able to pick this out pretty easy from the road. And that's just more commotion that I don't need. But out in the swamp, I'll go in there, stake it down with a wooden stake in the shallower water, and I'll push that out and just float out there in one place and catch the rats that I couldn't get to with just my conibears and footholds. All this does is, I'll put a rock underneath this grass, and that'll make this sink, so this whole platform's down below the water level, so my traps are down below the water level, and the only thing sticking up is the grass. And that's another thing, in the current, with the platform being under the water, the grass will just wash right off of there. In still water, platform can be underwater, and your grass will be soaked with water, and it'll stay in one place. It won't wash off your box or off your platform. And I'll put a trap on either side, and all I did here, I put a bolt on the side, and all that does is, that's how I can secure my traps. I'll run my trap chain off around the edge, and I can tie wire both my traps to that ring, and then I can run a piece of tie wire to my stake, and I can stake them all from one point there, and it makes it a lot easier when I'm going in. So like using a fence staple on the bottom or a nail, it's a little bit more of a pain when you want to pull your traps off of the platform. I can just undo the tie wire and pull it right off and carry the floats. You wouldn't want to carry a lot of these into a set. That's why when I go to the swamp, I might bring one or two just to set in a few locations that I couldn't normally get to. And all I do here is, once this is underwater, this is curiosity of the muskrat, because the grass on here just looks like a little feed bed. When muskrats are feeding up underneath overhangs and stuff, they'll chew on the grass roots, and you'll just see little piles of grass along the edge of the water where the muskrats are feeding. So when a muskrat sees this out in the water, he thinks that another muskrat's in his area. He's going to check it out, see what's going on. He'll want to climb up on there and feed on it too. That gives him a little place to sit there and feed. And all I'll do is, once this is underwater and the grass is sticking up, I'll put a few apple slices on top of the grass with a little stick of lure, and that's all you have to do. I mean, it's not that hard. You have the floats already made to go in there, set them out with a little bit of grass on top of your traps. You really don't have to camouflage your traps underneath the water. If you want to let them float like that, that's fine. You just have to get a little bit of grass and put it around your trap. But like I said, I normally put a rock on it just heavy enough that it'll sink the platform and leave the grass up out of the water. And that catches the muskrats that I normally couldn't get to. The only thing is, if you're trapping ponds and stuff and they have ducks, I'd watch, because ducks will climb up on these too. That's why I usually don't use them in ponds. I mean, in ponds it's easy enough to go along and find the runs and the dens that I don't have to use the floats. That's why I usually just use them at the lake or at the swamp. And that makes it pretty quick and easy to pick up some rats. But,
another set you can use whenever the creek or lake freezes over. I mean, come later on in the season, this stuff's going to freeze over pretty fast. And make a set, it's called the bottom edge set. And say I was trapping here, and there's ice on here. I come along and for the bottom edge set, you look for something protruding out into the water, like a piece of the bank that comes out of this rock right here is perfect. And all you do is, that mink, whenever it freezes over, he's not hunting the bank anymore because the snow's up. It's harder for him to look for stuff, and he just much rather fish or hunt under the water and look for fish and crayfish and stuff. So he's going to spend most of his time underwater whenever it freezes over. And all you do is you take your conibear trap and you get it. The mink naturally, this point that sticks out here, he's going to swim along the edge of it here. He's going to swim right along the edge in the bottom. Say this is the point sticking out. He's going to swim right up. This is the point here. He's going to swim right tight against that, right on the bottom here. So you take your trap, and you set it there, right up against the protruding point there. You'll catch a lot of muskrat like this too. It's a good mink and muskrat set. But he's going to swim right up against that. And I mean, you got to bust out the ice. The set really doesn't work until there is ice over the waterway. Because whenever it's, say, the streams like this, he's more likely to be up on the bank hunting and just swimming in and out, not really working the bottom edge too much yet. So set works best whenever you have icy conditions. And also I've seen guys use rubber fishing lures and they stick them through the trigger here. What they'll do is they'll set the cone bear out in the middle of the stream. Really doesn't even matter where. You could set it up on a stabilizer like this. Say you have that rubber fish or crayfish on there. A lot of guys will just set the trap in the middle of the stream like that, and he sees that rubber lure on that trigger moving like this from the current. He thinks it's a fish, so naturally he's going to go after it. He's going to get caught. I never really tried that set, but I know a guy who traps in Pennsylvania. He uses that set a lot. He catches 50 plus mink a year in Pennsylvania. That's a pretty good number on mink. And another set you can use after it ices up or it starts to freeze up. Little springs that feed into the streams like this. This will stay open. This water is going to stay the same temperature coming out of this pipe year round. So naturally that current and that temperature of the water is going to keep this melted off. And all you do, you can go out in off season, catch some crayfish or salt down some minis or something. You time to your trap pan, time right on the middle of the trap pan, and set it right there where the water's unfrozen. And whenever mink comes along, he sees that bait, and he's going to reach down to grab it, and he's going to set the pan off, and you're going to have him. Like I said, I mean, you can buy the traps with the double jaws on them. This here, we took 20 penny nails, and we just watered them across there. We use these traps a lot for coon, like I said. Keeps the coon from chewing their foot, and gives you extra holding power too. Another stabilizer I use, they make all kinds of them. You can find them in any trapper's magazine you get. Probably make them pretty easily too, but this one, it works good for muddy bottoms and ponds whenever you're setting in front of den holes and stuff. Just set the trap. Slide it right over top like this. It stays, I mean, it's kind of wobbly, but it still works. You can shove sticks on through the corners here. So all you do is, this is a muskrat hole. Just take it. Shove it down in like that and it's stabilized. Tie it off and you put the stick in here. Muskrat and mink, he's not going to carry that away. As soon as he hits that, he's pretty much dead, so don't gotta worry about him taking your trap or anything. Like I said, I mean, even if you're trapping little farm pond or a lake or anything, and you're setting for the muskrat den holes. A lot of guys will pull their traps after they catch all the muskrats out of the pond or whatever. But if you leave your trap set in front of that muskrat den hole long enough, mink's gonna come along sooner or later and you're gonna catch them. I've caught them like that before. I've caught mink down in the muskrat den holes and little farm ponds and stuff, so you let your trap set long enough, you gotta be patient for mink. I mean, like I said, there's not many of them, they travel a lot. You just gotta let your trap set, you gotta adjust them to the rain, watch the weather, adjust your traps for the weather, what it's gonna be like. And you'll have some good success with these things.